Welcome to our first class of Module 2 Astrofinance Method. Before we are going to dive into more astrological aspect, transit, understanding astrology, I want to get aligned with the software and application I'm using that will be the way to introduce my Astrofinance method and how I'm creating forecast months ahead and interacting on hand, on a go, with astrology events. Those are many applications out there that you could download for free, some for membership or annual subscription. I'm working with AstroGold. AstroGold is dedicated mostly to Apple products except the mobile application. Even if you are an Apple user, this is two licenses that you need to purchase because they are working with different developers that created separately the mobile application and for the computer. For window use, this is a solar fire. But even that you could have a lot of benefits with solar fire, I'm not expert in it. And even I worked with it for certain time, it's much more difficult to read the charts and the tables that I'm going to lead you toward Module 5. So yes, I recommend to use Apple in order to get the best benefit from the method going ahead using AstroGold. I'm not receiving any affiliation or commission from it. This is my favorite app after chose and try different. In this level, you still can continue with many different applications as we are going to continue understanding astrological terms, pivotal areas, aspects. You don't need this. The application is very important for the very end of the course where I'm drawing a general line, moving ahead. These are features that are much easy to visualize in the AstroGold. It also could work in the application because the AstroGold is also running on Android, and still it can give something. The resolution will be lower because a lot of features in the mobile application are not that advanced, but in the computer we have there a very easy summary of the algorithm to calculate the transit that we are needing. We can also search it by our eyes, but it will take much more time and we may lose or miss a lot of important aspects that are happening meantime. So I'm going to introduce you in this class the main use of AstroGold. So let's begin with the basic. I will show you Android and Apple use, and then we will go to the computer-wise. So let's see some example how the AstroGold application for iOS and Android is looking like. I'm showing this from my iPad, and by chance today is August 15, 2022, and this is what you are getting once you are downloading the app. And those are some configuration. I just want to show you how to move around, and this is the bottom of the setting, and here we have a way of what display points we want to see on the chart. These are the planets that I'm choosing to show on my screen. You could play with it. Then we are having aspects, charts, point, and we can choose which planet we want to draw for us. The aspect, as you are seeing here, that the chart is full of lines and creating automatically the relationship between them. Next, you could see the wheel that you could design it, the wheel display. You could play with the design of the screen. With the aspects set, I'm using the standard. Dynamic aspects, I'm usually putting the transit of outer planets. This is usually comes as default. The home and atlas is where you want to the default of the charts to show the location, because we understand that every chart The chart is changing itself for the moment according to the location. This is an option to connect your iCloud or your Drive, your Dropbox, to all the data that you are going to put, all the natal chart that you are going to take for different assets, for people, will be saved on the cloud. So whatever device you are going to use later on with the same license of the app, you will be able to access the same charts that you were working on before. Before this, let's put the place of chart. We are touching the chart, and here you are touching, this is the transit of now. I'm pressing it, and you could take the first option, the current transit here and now. You are clicking again, clicking, and this is where we are right now. I'm recording this video in August 15, 2022. Then if you want to create a new chart, you are just going to new chart, putting here a name, your date of birth, all the data, type, male or nothing, and go. And then you are going to get the chart. Later on, we are going to include the transit, so you will click here on two charts, and then you could see Joe in the middle, the first circle, and above it are the transit where we are now according to the time that we are choosing. The grid is for people that want to see where we are in the transit in each moment. For example, Joe right now have a trine between Uranus and Mercury. To be honest, for years I'm not using the grid. I can read and understand, but it's confusing me. I need the data to be organized differently. This is to play around. It takes time to feel comfortable by reading those things, and I hope that this is clear. I'm going to show you a few things on the computer.
Working for Mac, once you installed it, this is the thing that you are going to see. The transit of the day, select current transit. That's what we are seeing as you see me now in August 16, 2022. Let's scan quickly the menu from left to right. Here is the new where you are going to find where you are going to put the data of anything, location, timing, and name of the thing that you are going to measure. Then you will click calculate, and usually you will select chart 1 to see it as the center. Those are 4 charts that we can build one on each other once you will start reading transit to compare the energy culmination. Here we have the open, where all the charts that you have accumulated can be saved, and you could search for different name and select to put it in another chart above it. This is just for the sake of the example. I'm going to show you just the thing that I'm working with it, and you can definitely playing with the other options. The sheets button is interesting as well to play with it. I may do more use with it. It's a lot of different data that the software is doing calculation for you to see dates, to learn more in astrology interpretation of different phases of astrology, and to get reports more on nature of time. You here have the most important button that I'm using. It's called dynamic, and the dynamic is what you will see me using the most toward the end of the course, and how I'm generating based on this information a lot of things. And I'm putting here usually on listing, and it's filtered by time. I can filter specific aspect by the placement that I'm going to filter it. Now it's like I'm going to see what the sun is doing to other planets through the time. I can check what Venus is doing to different planets and position through time, and etc, etc. You could put here how long you want the software to create data for you for 100 months, for example, and then it will calculate 100 months ahead, and we will see all the influences aspects that are coming. We will learn further on how to use it More thing here is search. We could find different positions that are happening and to happen in the future, like aspects, Saturn to conjunct Uranus, for example. So you don't need to dial and to search for the exact transit. You're just doing search. Is opposing Uranus. If we're going to the next time, it will happen in 2056. We're going and seeing Saturn opposing Uranus. You see? And then we are going to search when will be the next time in 2057. We are going to this place, and here again Uranus opposing Saturn. It will happen in 2057, etc. and etc. And we could learn and predict important influences as we will understand, and it's always to understand and always to explore what's the archetype of each planet and what it means of Uranus and what means the Saturn. By the way, just taking this time is very significant, seeing the 22 degrees, Uranus, Saturn, 22 degrees after what happened in 2020. We also have here the location position when you are taking a person. For example, I'll take myself here, and then you are putting the maps. You could see the lines, how they are running, the influences on different places of the world. Right now, I'm in here, and Natalie is between Pluto and Mars, but this is deeper than this because I'm working for personal reading with progression as well to see the chart, but this is not for this course. But you could do your own investigation to find your best benefits. And of course, the eclipses that we can see forward ahead, we can put here the range of the time that we want to scan the eclipses to come. We can choose the lunar eclipse of 2027, calculate chart, putting it, and we are going to see exactly the day of the lunar eclipse in Aquarius to happen in 2027. Very interesting indeed. All eclipses are so interesting and teaching us a lot of things. Hopefully you will have a great, joyful, beneficial learning but with the software. I found it, as I've said, to be the easiest visibly and practically to work with. Maybe they will develop in the next version is also something to work on Windows. But as you see, this is almost the same cost. This is also a possibility today with the third-party program to run a Mac software on Windows and vice versa as well. I was running the SolarFire at the beginning on my Mac, but I didn't find it to be that comfortable. I'm still using it, running it on another computer of Windows, but you also could do a lot of things with this with the SolarFire. It just will take you more time to investigate and to find around. You may find the same things.
Rest of the investigation you may find in tutorials of each program and app, and very important that you will play with it as well to find more common sense with the app.